In this video, I make CAD, cardboard aided design, templates for patching rust on my 1991 WD-21 Nissan Terrano, also known as a Pathfinder. I peel off the remaining rust layer by layer. Then I turn cardboard templates into steel and get them in place for welding. In my last video, I finished all the bracing in preparation for the rust repairs, and I relied heavily on AI such as ChatGPT and Gemini for help. Before you do any cutting, it's important to mark where you are cutting on the steel, and also transfer this to the new steel you will be welding in. I'm using masking tape to do this. You could use masking tape, mark it out, and then apply that masking tape to your cardboard and cut that out. But because my B-pillar has a bit of a curve in it, I'm trying to bend the cardboard into that curve to kind of replicate it and just make the next step a bit easier for myself. Now, admittedly, I've never done this before. In my previous 2 patch repairs, I just tried to guesstimate, eyeball, measure, and cut, and based on my thoughts and memory. But this method works way better. I recommend it. Just be sure to use a finer permanent marker than what I'm using, so you get more accurate markings. Alright, so that's what we have so far. Whoopsie. That's what we have so far. Just a bit of CAD, cardboard aided design. So yeah, I'll just continue to do that. The inside's made up. See, I've cut it a little bit short here. Unfortunately, it needs to come a bit deeper, but make that longer. That's alright. Yeah, and then, so the plan is to make it into small little steps, just because of the complexity of it. And this is actually my first time doing this sort of thing. I've done smaller patches, but yeah, that was like years ago. So yeah, we'll do that. Get that one made up, one for here, and one for in there. And then I'll cut you guys back on. Just made a template for that. So I'll cut on the outside and it should go like that. It's pretty challenging to get to, just because the grinding wheel won't get in that little gap there without damaging that. And yeah, I suppose I could cut through it and just grind it back together. I could do that. Or I could just maybe put the thing like that, put the grinder like that and try and notch it out horizontally. So I'll do that first. Yeah, I'd rather do that than have to come back and fill holes in that rail there. Yeah, I'll try that first. If that doesn't work, then I will do that. I've got a little Dremel tool as well, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's not really good. So yeah, I have to patch it unfortunately because it is a bit holey, as you can see. Yeah, so got the vehicle jacked up now. First I loosened up the bolts and everything just a little bit before jacking it up, but prior to that I measured everything, like from say a bolt hole here to the top. There's a top hole there where the trim matches on the A-pillar where the trim sits. So I measured to that hole. I measured from the top bolts to the lower of those holes, just to measure, like, see if anything moves or collapses on me. Yeah. Here we go. The rain has started, but also the cutting has started. Yeah, it's really good. I'm just working up this material here, just so I can get a nice clean cut pictures to it. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's effective. I'll show you the flip side of this piece. So it's like that. Yeah, two pieces of metal join. And it must be like spot welded together. And it's quite easy to see why it's rusty. Just two pieces joined together to moisture tap. There's not a lot of official or prevention going on. It's just weld can sit and unfortunately tap all the moisture. I measured from this side of the B pillar to that side of the B pillar, so back of the front of it to the rear of it, and then I measured the height as well from two different points. So yeah, and then loosened every bolt by like a turn, from half a turn to a turn. Jacked it all up, and then tightened everything back up and checked it again, just to make sure that nothing's like changed, and everything's all good. So far so good. I'll get cutting that and cut the inner structure of that, and then remeasure again, and hopefully nothing's changed. Right, here we are. So I've gone through, cut it all through. Had to go through the outer skin, but that's no problem. I can take that stuff back up. Went into like the inner structure, unfortunately, which is quite unavoidable, I guess. but also just due to my lack of experience. I mean, this is the first time that I'm doing a rust repair like this. So yeah, just need to drill out 2 spot welds. I've gone through with a chisel, just chiseled it through, and then I will make the new skin. So yeah, I'll probably just drill those off and then fill in where I've like kind of got through. With the exposed stuff, I can just spray it, fill it with my cavity wax. So yeah, right, here we go guys, look at that, got it cut out. There's a spot where I went a little bit too far. Yeah, gonna have to do something about that. I'll work it out. Probably maybe just when I butt it up, take it down a little bit, make a little bit more of a gap, and then just take some extra time just to fill it up. Even here, just fill her up with weld, or yeah, bit of a tricky one that, but hopefully it's all right. I think it's all right. Yeah, it's just see, that's where the inner skin is, and then it kind of yeah, it's kind of fused together really tight, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'll get onto that. It's pretty easy to get in the back. I'll just remove these brackets here, and we'll be able to take care of any potential future rust. But yeah, I think it's going good so far. Look at that. So what I'll do is I'll measure that and work out the thickness of this material, and then use the same thickness to recreate it. Quick update on what that hole looks like. So I ended up going straight through, just cut through the little the pinch weld, if you will, the seam. Yeah, I'll go straight through and fill it up, no problem. But yeah, that's a piece, and it actually rusted from the inside, which is why we got those holes. I did not cut out the A-pillar inner structure. While corroded, it didn't have any pinholes. It's also probably a windshield out job, and further bracing is required for the A-pillar, which isn't extremely difficult, but I would have to pay someone to remove the windshield. Right, here we are. I've just coated the underneath layer in Brunox. That's a rust converting product, for those who don't know. It's pretty good. So yeah, I reckon that it's controversial using rust converters or paints underneath, like bare metal that you're going to weld. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather do it than not do it. And I think I might actually weld this one in first. I just sanded it back with my little knockoff Dremel tool, this thing. So yeah, I managed to find an attachment in my big pile of attachments that worked. There was like a little grinding stone like that, but like a triangle, or what remained of like a pointy thing, and I just got in there and took it all right back as far as I could go in there. Access is quite hard. All right, here's the templates for the steel that I made out of cardboard. Just a whole lot of marking out and measuring, yeah, and trimming with the scissors. I've done a couple of practice welds as well, just to really dial in my settings. So this is like the middle was a bit too hot. I turned it down and played with wiring speed and stuff. And the nicer welds that I like are on the left. They got a bit more to them, and these ones are a bit too sunken in. So I want something just a little bit higher than the regular steel, and this means that I'll have something to grind down. Whereas if it's all sunken in and convex, then that's no good, because it's too hot, and I want a weld that's slightly flush or just above the surface of the steel for a nicer looking weld. Gets decent enough penetration. 1.4. Actually thought this stuff was 1.6. I've worked the settings out, I've written them down, so yeah, but these welds are all different tacks. I just wanted to see what works best. And yeah, I'll be running tacks on this because yeah, it's thin. So I've just got a bit of steel that I've made up using a cardboard template, and I've put that in like that and trimmed it to size, and I've put a little bit of a curve in it with the bench vise and some hammer work. So yeah, got it to a point where, because it kind of curves around, but you see it's a bit proud up here. But I think if I take the remnants of that old spot weld off, then it'll line up a bit better. And also take that one off. So what I'll do is I'll drill some holes. I say spot weld, but it's probably going to be more like a plug weld, where I'll just spot weld it back on there and tack all around, and hopefully don't blow any holes in it. Right, here's the first patch. As you can see, it's a little bit too small. So yeah, I'll have to work around that. But the plan is I'm going to kind of direct the tack towards the steel, and sorry, the new steel that I'll put in. It is slightly thicker than this stuff. Yeah, so that says 1.3, but I would guess it's slightly more because of the paint. See what I can do here. This is hard with one hand. Yeah, 0.9. So yeah, I'll try and direct the heat closer to the steel that I'm putting in.